privileged to be speaking to Mr. Nir Barkat, the Minister for Economy and Industries here in Israel. Thank you very much for speaking to Times Now, sir. You've laid the foundations of an eventual FTA. I won't broach the question of a timeline at this juncture, given the fact that you've taken a major step already in that direction. Tell us about what it took to get to where we are currently.
Interesting. I was in India before the war, and I think that we're all busy with ourselves. India is busy with itself, and we're busy. And I think that December last year, in 24, I flew in to speak to Mr. Piyush Goyal, to the minister, and we realized that we have a huge opportunity. I think India is not just focused on itself. It's becoming a major global player, much more open to collaborate, and that's exactly what Israel wants from our side. So when we said, okay, if we want a good deal between the two countries, let's exchange missions. So I brought a big mission on the biggest ever coming from Israel in February. I think we're both surprised by the chemistry, by the quality of the discussions. And now there's a huge mission with the Minister Piyush Goyal coming here. It's actually the first big mission coming to Israel from the beginning of the war.
Yes.
Which we highly respect. So now we understand what we need to do. Some of the things we don't wait for the term for a deal. We know how to move on fast and quickly, and the deal will follow. The team will start in phases. We're not waiting for a deadline of a deal. We're starting to develop the relationship.
For a very long time, the relationship between India and Israel has often been looked at through the prism of counterterrorism as well as defense. Now, while those are two very important areas of collaboration, undoubtedly, there's a lot beyond that to the Indo-Israeli relationship, and that's coming to prominence right now through interactions such as these. How important is it to highlight the other areas of collaboration apart from the obvious areas of collaboration that you've already had?
Israel does $150 billion export. The huge majority of it is not defense, okay? It's classic high-tech, cyber, now AI. We have big investments in agrotech, food tech, aquatech, health, huge deal. The health system in Israel is very progressed, and I see the huge leap that India is making in the health services. A lot of discussions how to collaborate there. We also look at what we call desert tech and climate change.
Yes.
Our southern part of our country is a desert, and you have lots of technology to improve quality of life in deserts. Lots of water management, energy management, creating food in the desert. Many of those experiences are also shared. And when we brought the big mission to India, we've learned that you're so big that you really want to touch on every one of our qualities. And now it's a matter of matchmaking.
Yes.
How do we bring the technology from the Israeli side to swiftly find the potential partners in India?
You mentioned something very important during the press conference. You emphasized that it's important that the private sector of both the countries step forward. It need not necessarily only be a government initiative on both fronts. Tell us about your expectations from India's private sector and with respect to their potential investments here in Israel.
I think our skills are very entrepreneurial, early stage, small scale, because we're a tiny 10 million people country.
Yes.
Okay, and your scale, you're very complementary. Okay, huge scale. You know how to produce the product and tailor them to the needs of large proportions. And so the big challenge is how do you make those adjustments for people to make 1 + 1 = 3. See, when we go to the United States, it's the top down. You go to the high market and then slowly go down. With India, it's bottom up. You start with a large scale, and then it can scale to the whole world. It's different philosophies that you must master both in our case. So I think that we have to have big ears to listen to the private sector on both sides. What do they need, and just help them make deals.
A final question about how the strategic ties between the two countries also complement the growing economic relationship between the two countries. You mentioned very briefly about the importance of the IMEC. There's also the I2U2 discussions that have taken place earlier as well. How do you see these arrangements actually complementing the growing economic collaboration between India and Israel, because they are of strategic significance too. They serve a certain strategic purpose, but of course they also aid and abet the growing economic collaboration between the two countries.
Yeah. Today, Israel is sort of an island, if you'd like. Okay, we import in and export in and out to us, but we're not a pathway. IMEC makes Israel part of the path, the global pathway, not just for containers, but for energy and information technology. And so IMEC has a strategically important thing for Israel. Okay, we're part of the network for a lot of pass-through. And I think that IMEC also cannot be successful before the expansion of the Abraham Accords. So there's a
Yes.
carrot there at the tail end of expanding the Abraham Accord. And the fact that Adani is a very smart Indian man, he bought the port of one of the ports of Haifa because he realized that once we have peace, and we will have peace with God's help, this is a great investment passing through Israel.
Final question on the prospects of peace. Where do you see things turning up over the next 2 to 3 months going forward? There's, of course, the talk of a peace plan, and even India, in fact, endorsed what Donald Trump had initially suggested with respect to both Israel and Gaza. There have been roadblocks in the way. There have been certain obstacles that both sides have been facing. How do you see this panning out in the short term?
I'll tell you a secret.
Yes.
They say that in the Middle East, it's hard to predict the past. Okay, if I would have told you to, look backwards what happened in the last 2 or 3 years, you would never guess it. But I think that we're in a situation today which we dramatically crippled the evil axis. Iran, Hezbollah, Lebanon, Syria fell apart. Hamas is in the process of falling apart, and we have to make sure of that. And so once the evil axis that threatened not just Israel, it threatened India, it threatened many other countries in the region,
Yes.
okay, in all of the Middle East. So now that they're crippled, there's more interest to expand the Abraham Accords. And I think that there's a big opportunity there. We have to make sure that terror does not raise its head, and we will decapitate their head if they continue or try to go back to October 7, to October 6. We won't let that happen. And by doing that, we're securing people. We're giving people more confidence to do deals to expand the Abraham Accords. The threat has dramatically decreased, so the opportunity increases.
All right, Mr. Barkat, thank you for sparing your time, and it's been a privilege talking to you. Many congratulations on what you managed to
Thank you
achieve
very
today with Mr. Piyush Goyal.